Okay, now we are going to link our Paystack public key and our Paystack secret key. But the first is the public key. So let me go over to my Paystack and copy my public key. So my public key has been copied. Go to my VS Code and paste in my public key. So I'll paste my public key. Now my public key has been set. So I will save this down and try to log the reference if it's going to work. So let's go back to our payment page for Laravel. So we refresh in order for JavaScript to take effect. Now I input my email, amount 4,000, then click on pay. Oh, we have an issue. Prevent default cannot prevent default of undefined. Okay, we have an issue with our prevent default. Our prevent default is undefined due to some issue. So let me pass in event here. Let me pass in event and refresh this page. I think that's what is causing the issue. 4,000, nice one. Okay, so I'll click on sources and pay. Let's see if we are going to get the reference. Awesome. So here we have the reference. This is the reference number. So this reference number is what we're going to use to verify the payment of the person, if the person has actually paid or not. Let me zoom in this reference number for you to see very well. So wait, I'm trying to zoom this thing. Okay, nice one. Okay, so this is the reference number. Is this reference number we're going to use to verify? Okay, so we are done collecting our reference number. So the next thing we have to do now is to pull in the ajax. So the last time, remember, we point in the ajax. So we are going to be using the ajax now. So I'm going to type jq ajax. So ajax with the method of get, and the URL, we are going to specify that very soon. So the URL will be URL to, so this Laravel method of defining a route. So URL to, I'm going to define the route very soon. Verify payment. So verify payment is verify payment URL is where we're going to point to, and while pointing to that URL, we're going to pass in some data. So which data are we passing? We are passing token. No, we are not passing token. If it's post method, we are passing token, but if it's get method, we don't need to pass any token. They just pass the reference number. So we'll be passing the reference. So I've pointed the reference. Data type is not necessary. So they will log in the details if it's a success or there's an issue with us. Okay, so let's save this and go over to our web.php to define this route for us to be able to use it. So I'll go to my web.php and I move down and declare a new route of get. I paste in my verify payment slash reference. Reference. So my reference has been passed. Now we are passing this reference down to a controller of payment page controller. So we paste in the reference. let it be verified. You save that and go to the payment page to declare the verify. Let's declare the verify method. So in the verify, we are going to accept our reference. We're going to accept our reference. Now, to be very sure of what we're doing, we're going to return back the reference if it's actually working. So we save that. So I'll be returning back my reference if it actually work, and if it doesn't, there will be an error given to us. So verify payment / reference. Okay, now let's give a try to that. Let's refresh the page and make a new payment. 4,000. Success pay. Okay. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it should work. Okay, it's because we're having a query. We are having a query format of it. Instead of slash, we are having question mark. Okay, to avoid that, we take it out from here. We take this guy out. We're having an issue doing that, so just have to come down to this place. So slash, just put slash and come out of the parentheses and apply the reference there. Okay, so it should work this way now. A little bit complicated. Okay, success. Okay, good. Now we'll receive it from payment page in our Laravel. So it's working. Nice one. So the next thing we have to do now is to verify our payments, if the payment actually succeeded or there's an error during the transaction. So to do that, we go to our documentation of Laravel, of Paystack, sorry. We click on the verify payments and scroll down and switch this to PHP. Copy out the code down to this place. Do Ctrl C, Ctrl V, align it. Nice one. Align it. Now because I'm working offline, there'll be an issue mixing my non-HTTP. There'll be an issue mixing my non-HTTP with my HTTP with the what's it called, with Paystack HTTPS protocol. Now this protocol is not aligned because I'm working on offline and at the same time I'm pointing to a secure server. So to avoid that error, I'm going to add a new parameter here. So URL option SSL verify host 0. SSL verify host 0. So we bypass the verification of the SSL. Okay, so the next one we are going to do again is curl. If you're on live URL, you don't need to do all this. curl option underscore SSL underscore verify peer. So we also do the same as what 0. Okay, so we have the CURL verify host none and verify peer none. Good. So we save it. Now here it asks us of the secret key. No, I told you then that our secret key will be applied here. So let me come to the top here and type in secret key. Secret key. So here will be my secret key. Now let's go to Paystack dashboard and copy our secret key. So I will paste in my secret key here now and copy the variable. So I'm going to point to this variable. So now I'm pointing to the secret key variable. Okay, so I save that. Now for the reference also the same will be applied. So reference is because of the column. Sorry, we're having issue with the column. Now let's try it again now. I guess it's the column. Okay, now it's working perfectly now. Status true, verification successful. Okay, now let's print it very well. Let's print it very well. So we are going to use JSON decode to make a valid printing. To make a valid printing, so I'm going to pass this guy. Okay, let me pay 2000 error again. 2000 error, success, pay 2000. Oh man, what's up? The response content must be a string. Okay, I think this data is a readable data. Let me pass it this way. It's a readable data. Success pay. Okay, so here we have status true, verification successful. Now let's print this verification successful on our home page. Once we print it, the contents of pay is going to disappear. So now before we do that, let's try to point this data, or see the version of the data first in order to make it readable. Let's see if it's a string or an object. Sorry. Okay, let's try again. If it's a string or an object. Oh, it's been a while I work on this. Okay, let's see. Okay, it's a string, as I said. I knew it. So it's because it's a string that we are trying to convert. So converting string to a JSON to an object is what I just did here. JSON decode. Why is it not working? JSON decode response. It should work. Internal server error is what we are getting. Let me ramp it in an array. Let's read our console for us to be able to track our message. Okay, so here now we have the ID, the status, and the reference number, and it says verification was successful. So now this verification successful. Now let's point to it in our HTML. So we're going to check if status is true, then print message, else print something. So we're going to point to the status and also point to the message in our payment page. So I'll go back to my payment page now and say if response dot status is equals to true, then everything inside form is going to be deleted or dismissed or override something, or we append something. You can just do anything that you feel is good for you. So let's append. So JQ prepend. Let me prepend at the top. JQ prepend on form class, on form element, sorry. So the content will be h1, or let's just h2. If it's true, then inside my h2 I'm going to pass in the variable response.message. Good. So that's if it's true. Then else then we prepend the issue. So let's define a general issue. Else failed to verify payment. So we save it. Okay, we refresh, close this guy. We refresh the page, close the guy, and input the amount that we want to pass. Pay. Success, pay 3,000. Okay, fail to verify payment. Oh, why? Let's see. What's wrong? Failed to verify payment. Why is it failed? If response.status is equals to true. Let me try it all over. Let me log my response. Let me log my response. So refresh this page and check it out. 2,000 naira success, pay 2,000 naira. Okay, let's see the error. Oh, sorry, an array. So we have to pick the first 0. So response, picking the first 0, bracket 0, picking the first 0, bracket 0. Now it should work now. Yeah, sometimes things get complicated, so let's just face it instead of bypassing it. I should have cancelled the video and re-record the video, but I just wanted to just see this process on how to debug issue. So debugging sometimes might be very boring, but we just have to face it and see the sources of it. Okay, so let's wait for it to load. Now verification successful. So thank you so much.